Alright, for our next project here, we're going to be doing a 14 wire bracelet. And we're going to be doing several wraps on this, on the ends and in the middle. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using our vise because it's very hard to hold 14 wires and wrap them. I'm going to be using a 22 gauge brass on this. And I've already pre-cut my wires here and wrapped them with tape like we've done in the other bracelets to start this. And this is 7 inches here and 14 of them. And what we're going to have to do also, since we have more wire to work with, is that we're going to use a felt pin here to make some markings so we'll know where to start. Now on this I've already put my tape on here and on my ending, and I'm going to come 3/4 of an inch down and I'm going to mark it. So I'm going to be starting my wrap right just below the tape here. And on this side too, I'll be coming down 3/4 of an inch, so it'll start right on the edge here. Then we want to find the middle. Right down the middle here. So we're going to be doing 2 wraps on this, and one's going to go to the right and one's going to go to the left. Okay, now we're going to start wrapping these. So we're going to need our flat nose pliers and our cutters. And we're going to come over here, we're going to use our vise. Now at this point we don't need to cut the wire out for our wrap. What we're going to do is feed it through our vise here. So I'm going to put the wire in there, and make sure you put enough so that you'll have enough to work with. Usually at least about 10 inches out here, so you'll have plenty of room to start. And you tighten that up on there. Make sure that you've got some good tension on it so it's not going to slip. Okay. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to start this, and remember we want our sharp end to be on the inside of our bracelet, and we're going to use the curvature of the wire here. So we're going to make, our little loop again, fish hook. We're going to come in right on our line, and we're going to hold our wires flat right there, and we're going to give it a squeeze just like that. Now you take your wire, get that one out of the way a little bit, and you slowly, with tension on the wire here, slowly bring it around and bend it and come on around. And you can see how you'd have a lot more control this way on a lot of wires. And it'll make a nice even wrap. And you give it a squeeze, flatten it down. Then stay really close to the wire and keep turning it right next to each other. And come on up just like that. Okay, and we're going to give a little squeeze again. Okay, and we just start to roll this on here. And do it very slowly and carefully, especially with the flat square wire like this. You can't be twisting it. And squeeze it. Come on around, squeeze, and you can see this makes it a lot easier to do a bundle of wire. And squeeze, just keep rolling it up. And when I say squeeze on this, I really mean squeeze. You really have to have this wrap tight on here because you have so many wires. And if there's any looseness in this, they'll all slip out. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's take one more time here. Wrap it around. On back. Okay, and at this point we can cut our wire. Just kind of lean it back a little bit. Come right in here and cut. I'm going to cut the other side. And we tighten it all up, make it nice and neat. Give it a little squeeze there just to hold it all together. And you can see we have our first wrap here. Okay, that's exactly what we're going to do on the next one. So we have to open up our vise and feed some more wire out into this. And this has a little bit of a ding there. So what I'm going to do is cut that off because it makes it uneven when you start to wrap. You want to have a nice straight even wire here. Start our wrap again. Our little fish hook right across that line. Squeeze and holding all the wires flattened together, making your first turn. This can make wrapping a lot easier using the vise like this. It's a lot more controlled and a lot more even. Okay, at this point here we want to leave a little bit of a tail on this because this is going to be used to hold our stone on. So we're going to come down about 3 inches. Then we're going to make our fish hook right here. And this is going to be left out as one of the prongs to hold on the stone. We're going to start this wrap at the center, and we're going to make it go out from the center to the right here. And then our next wrap will start it exactly at the center but work it out the other direction. We've come this far. We're going to leave just like we did on the other side. A little bit of wire left over so we can use it to set our stone. We're going to cut it off right about there, going the opposite direction. Now we're going to go ahead, feed some more wire through. Here. And give it a little squeeze right here. Get this started. Okay, and now leave the same amount on this side and just cut it off up here. I need to just come back here and tighten this up a little bit. Okay, now at this point we can take off all this tape because it's being held together very well. What I want to do, I'm going to give just a little bit of a taper to the ends here so it goes out to a point. Okay, so we'll give us a little more movement at the ends. Now we want to get our round nose pliers, and we're going to make a little bit of a design here, and we're going to start with the one on the outside first. You can kind of just pull them out a little bit, and we're just going to make a tight little scroll going down. Okay, same thing on the other side. And again, this can vary to whatever design you'd like to make on the ends here. Tighten those up a little bit. There we go. Take one more out to the side. Then these here, we can probably take these and roll them down this direction just for the little change of movement here. You can see I'm just taking the tips of my needle nose pliers here and just making a tiny little loop here at the end. Now we have a nice little ending for a bracelet here, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. You see, now we have both of our endings here. And now what we need to do is to put something in the middle here, where we can put a stone. But first what we're going to do is we're going to scroll these on down, little scrolls here. And these are going to be the prongs to hold our stone on. Okay, and go to the other side, do the same thing. All right, and here we have our prongs so we can set our stone on it. At this point here, we're going to shape our bracelet so it'll go around our wrist. And so what we want to start doing here is just very, very gradually, using your fingers, you start to bend this around with a curve. And you want to do it really, really gently so that you don't throw your wires out of line. And you want to leave it so that there's about an inch right across here, so you'll be able to get it on your hand. Alright, now we need to position our stone on our bracelet. So we're going to lay it right across our wrap there. And you can see our 4 prongs here. And all we have to do is just arrange our prongs a little bit, move them around, so that they will come up over the side. So this just takes a little bit of arranging as to where you want it. Okay. Start to shape up there. A little extra half turns here to my scrolls. That looks about right. All we have to do here is just check our back, make sure we have everything where we want it, and hold it, make sure it's in the center. And what we're going to do is very gently with your hand is bring your scrolls around to hold your stone on. We'll do that one up there, and then we'll take the one at the bottom and wrap it around there. And then take this one here, and then go around to the other side. Gently bend them around. And there we are. If we'd like to add to this a little bit more, what we can do now is we can spread our wires here to give it a little more design. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our knife again, and we're going to take 2 wires this time and spread it with your finger a little bit and come in on the very bottom and just give a little bend out. Just ever so gently. And you can see it start to separate there. And then on the other side, spread them a little bit there. Put your knife in. Just give it a little bend. Spread that just a little bit more. And you can see here what a lovely bracelet we've made.